Hi everybody, my name is Jan Dufour and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator outside of Louisville, Kentucky. Obviously with my accent, I'm not from there, I'm from northern Maine, but there you go. We've been living here for a while now and we love it here. Today I'm just giving you some little tips and tricks on how to use your cutting appliances. I was actually shocked when I did the first one, so I'll save that for last. I have a Stampin' Up! Cutter. And it's the new one, and it may be a little bit different if you use a different cutter, but there are some things you need to know about it. So here I have different kinds of scissors, and believe it or not, it does matter what kind of scissors you use on what surface. These little things are awesome. They're the Stampin' Up! Paper snips, and that's what they do. They snip paper, very sharp all the way to the top, and you can cut out a perfect little square very easily. Now these are not Stampin' Up! That's the only scissors Stampin' Up! Sells now, but these are not, but they are similar in that they are very sharp right to the edge. They are spring action, and for those people who have arthritis, sometimes that's very helpful if you're doing a lot of cutting. But they are very short blades in both instances. So it's only for snipping or using it for short, rapid clips, if you will. We'll get rid of the garbage here. And these lock just for safety. Now these are also short. They're also very pointy at the end. And they also cut paper very well and can snip right to the corner. I didn't do that very well, but they really can do that. Let me try it again. There you go. Told you I could do it. All right. Now, these are long edge scissors. And why does it matter? I'll tell you a quick little story. When I was young, my mom had a pair of Fiskars scissors that had the orange. They were like, oh my gosh, you have the best tool in town. And they were to be used on fabric only. She sewed a little bit as well. And if anybody ever caught anybody using her scissors on paper, it would have had severe consequences. We never had that happen because we were too scared to use her good scissors. As I grew older and had a family of my own, my boys could have any pair of scissors except the orange blade scissors, which were my Fiskars scissors for cutting fabric, because I did a lot of sewing. And they knew it, and they never did anything they shouldn't have. But these are also Fiskars, but they are not my fabric scissors, and I use them for paper. And what does it matter that you have short blade scissors and long blade scissors? Because as you can see here, I made several little cuts, and it's not very straight. When you use long blade scissors, you can cut in one cut, and it does make a very straight edge. And that's the reason why when you're using scissors, to know what it is that you're trying to do. Also, if you're trying to cut, say, a circle, it's not drawn on there, but you know, when you're trying to go around in a circle, it can be a little bit challenging and it looks very choppy. Now, if I had drawn a circle on here, which I didn't have the foresight to do, but as you go around, you don't move your scissors, you move the paper. And that's the trick to getting nice, clean, even cuts without having that choppiness, because you're not doing this on there, causing it to have lots. You're just moving the paper until it runs out of scissor. And then this is not a good circle because I didn't draw it, but at least the edges are not choppy, and that was the point I was trying to make. One other thing I did not tell you about these scissors, and why I have these are also Fiskars. I have lots of other scissors too, but in my sewing room. Paper, I tend to lean towards Fiskars, but these also have a type of blade, and I don't know why it is, but they're non-stick. So if I cut through tape, they're not going to get stuck on the tape, and residue is not going to get stuck on this. So that makes it nice rather than having to clean up your scissors, although these are a little bit dirty, but they still work very well. And lastly, believe it or not, it matters what kind of scissors you have when you are cutting ribbon. Here's a perfect example. These snips are so awesome. I have like 6 pairs of them. But a long time ago, Stampin' Up! Used to have these snips, and then they had ribbon scissors. People thought that was really weird. The ribbon scissors were just a little bit bigger. Here's the reason why. Well, now they're cutting. They don't always cut all kind. Well, there, did you see it go? It like folds. That's not a good looking ribbon. And these were not really, now I can get it, make it do it bad. And see, I mean, I can't get a clean cut. There are some scissors that just do better. This is not a pair. We'll try this pair. There. So these cut ribbon very well, but not all scissors do that. So don't be frustrated, and I call it chewing. Don't chew your ribbon. Just find a pair of scissors that cut well. I don't usually use these, but they work also. All right, now here's the part that flabbergasted me. If you had the old Stampin' Up! Cutter, which they don't sell anymore and they don't have the blades for anymore, so I know there's like a bidding war on eBay, but truly, I have Fiskars cutters, which I still keep around in case I have a class. I have the old Stampin' Up! One with 2 blades left. And then I have the new one. The old one used to have a piece of plastic that was square and set in there. And when your paper started not cutting well, you would pick that up and rotate it and lay it back down so it had a better edge. Well, this little gray part here doesn't come out. But there was a surprise waiting for me, because our blades are so much better now. They last way longer than the Fiskars do, way longer than our old Stampin' Up! Do. My upline, Julie DiMatteo, does hundreds of cards a month, and she's only ever had 3 blades in a year. So they cut very well, but I had just changed my blade and it wasn't cutting very well, and I didn't understand why. And then I thought I saw a little piece of paper in there. So I took a pin and all I did was slide it down here. Now, see, I already cleaned this one. So this one's not very interesting. A little bit came out, but not too much. Now, I purposely didn't clean my other one, but I don't use it as much, so I'm not quite sure what's going to be in there. I already see something in there. This one's obvious. Whoops. This, sitting down like that, you can't really see that. You don't know what's in there. So I went ahead and I stuck my little needle in there, and I could not believe the stuff that was coming out. It was terrible. There's a whole bunch of dust and just all kinds of things. It's no wonder my blade wasn't cutting well. So it had nothing to do with my blade, and once I cleaned it, it worked really well again. So I'm just telling you, if you have a kind of trough or guide or whatever you want to call this, and you can clean it out with a pin, do it, because it definitely makes a difference. One other comment I've seen is, depending on how many sheets of paper and how thick you're cutting it, and you know, what kind of cardstock you cut, sometimes when you cut, even though it cuts well, when you feel the edge, there's like a little lip on it, and that's because it's shoving the paper down the trough. It's not a problem. All you have to do is get my tool so I can show you. All you have to do is burnish it, and it goes right away. And you don't have that anymore. So if you've got any edges that you thought, oh my gosh, what is happening? It's just smooth as silk. And all you have to do is run your blade down it, and it's gone. So that's all I have for you today. It's just a short little tip. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Shortly, you're going to see some changes to my website. I just hired an artist to draw a caricature of me stamping. I love it. It's quirky. It's so me. So I will be putting that on my website, which is, if I can clear off all of this, stampmesilly.com. My email address is jandufour@yahoo.com. If you want to order from me, it's jandufour.stampinup.net. Thanks for joining me, folks. I really, really appreciate it. Bye.